Hi everyone, this is Ophelia and still hoarse but feel much better. So today I've decided to talk a little bit about goal setting because I find that myself and others, some of us, we have problems setting goals. We think we know what goals are and how to set them, but when we are asked to set a goal, we have difficulty setting a proper goal. And the first question, what is a goal? And a goal is simply stating one's intention for a desired result. So whatever it is that you want to achieve, whether it's materially or for your own personal development, you state your intention or whatever what you want to come out of something that you may have um, wanted for yourself. It leads back into the next point. There are different types of goals. You have personal goals and you have professional goals. So you state an intention, you might see a weakness. Because oftentimes we set goals because we want to improve, whether it's professionally or personally for physical improvement. It might be something in terms of our body image. We have issues with our weight. If we are too thin or too plump, and we might need some more muscles, so we set a goal to become, improve in whatever physical form. Or it might be a mental just personal growth. You might want to develop your communication skills. You see a weakness there and you want to improve on it. Or it might be professionally, whether it's for your organization or for yourself in terms of a career. So goals differ based on what they are stated for. And why do we need to set goals? We need to set goals because if we don't set goals, without them, we would not be able to measure our progress in whatever it is that we want to improve. So we have to set goals in order to measure our progress. So if we state that we want to become a particular person, if we want to become a better communicator, we will set a goal to say what is it that we want to become and how we are going to get there. So in terms of measurement, we'll be able to measure whether or not because we're moving from a point of weakness to a point of strength. So and two, there will be no real commitments on our part. So we set goals because without them we would not be able to measure our progress. And two, there will be no real commitment on our part to deliver if we don't set goals. So you don't set a goal, you have it in mind, but you haven't written it down. You're not committed to it. You keep putting it off, and finding some excuse why you cannot start your working on your goals. And the most important thing I want to say about goals is that there are 5 characteristics of goal setting. A good goal must have these 5 characteristics. And the first one, it must be specific. What do we want to achieve? And as I was saying, you might set a goal to become a better communicator. So you want to achieve the goal of being a good having good communication skills. So you're specific about the goal. And 2, measurable. How clear? It must have clear steps and timelines as to how you going to get there. And it goes back to what I was saying about, being unable to measure your progress if you don't set the goal. So it must be measurable. It must be achievable. Do you have the skills and resources to do so? Do you plan to get the skills? Are you going to seek the resources to do so? Because without the resources, if you don't have resources to help you develop your communication skills or whatever it is that you set out to do, you would not be able to achieve your goal. So there must be resources available that you can find to which to do so, and you must have the skills to do so. The fourth point is that the goal must be realistic in terms of approach. Is it beyond your natural abilities? So you while it's ambitious, to set a goal for me to become an astronaut, I don't have any of those skills. So it wouldn't be realistic for me in terms of setting a goal to become an astronaut without having some basic foundation. But here is where it comes in, where if you set a goal and you have to make it realistic. So you have to go out and start sourcing the resources and the skills in which to do so. So it's not impossible, for me to become an astronaut or for you to become whatever you are. But at the current point in your life, is it realistic to set that goal, or are you going to set smaller goals which will take you to that bigger goal? And the fifth point, characteristic of goal setting, it must be timely. There must be a start date and an end date. And because you want to be able to evaluate your goal, you must have a start date and you must have an end date. If you don't have an end date or a start date to your goal, then you would basically be wondering. Because you'll tell yourself you can achieve it anytime. And it's not, while it's good to have a goal and start out on your goal, if you don't have an end date, you're going to take more time. But setting a date forces you to commit. It forces you to commit and not just say, okay, well, I have a goal, but I can achieve it anytime. So there is a sense of urgency in terms of the timeliness of your goal. And the last thing I want to say before I end is that whatever goals you have been thinking about in your head, put them down on paper. Don't keep them in your head, because if you keep them there, you will never achieve them. Because and even if you achieve some sort of in terms of a little bit of it, you would not really know. When you write down goals on paper, they don't have to be perfect, but they must have these requirements. And if you have challenges as you go along, you will the thing is that you will modify your goal as you go along. You modify your goal, you modify your plans, because you might find that when you set out, you have one view, but then as you go along, things change, circumstances change, or the resources available change, or in terms of your capability, you might find difficulty understanding certain things, so you might have to go and learn them before you could complete your objective, your goal. So set the goal, write it down on paper. Make sure it's specific. What is it that you want to achieve? It's measurable, the steps and timelines. And this is where smaller goals come in, because you have one huge goal, but then it doesn't mean that you're going to achieve it in 1 day or 2 days, 5 weeks, 10 weeks. So you set smaller goals and you attack those goals on a daily basis. And so measurable, have your steps, your timelines, your smaller goals in achieving your larger goal. And then it must be achievable. The resources, the skills, seek them out, whether you have to go back to school or go and learn a skill or self-educate yourself. Realistic in terms of your approach, is it beyond your capabilities? And fifth, timely, must have a start and end date in order for you to evaluate. So and remember that each small step you accomplish, congratulate yourself, because achieving goals, as much as it sounds so enthusiastic, it is not easy. So you always have to congratulate yourself every time you reach a milestone, no matter how small it is, and you improve. You congratulate yourself. The whole idea of goal setting is to improve on your weaknesses, so in whatever you set out to do. So that's all for today. If you like this video and you're looking at it on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're watching it on any other social media platform, feel free to comment, to share, and remember, positive energy always. Have a great day.